I'm going to start with rewriting your notes. So then what I do a lot of the times is what I started doing when I went to college was I saw the notes that I wrote in class that my teacher was like lecturing on. Because that's something that's hard when you're going to get like a variety of teachers. And each teacher is going to have a different teaching method. You're going to get your teachers that have like the PowerPoints, they just like clip through, and then it's most likely going to be on some kind of website that they're going to tell you can go back and look at them. And those are kind of cool because you can go back and refresh your memory. But the ones that just lecture, it gets a little bit harder. One of the hard classes that I took, at least to me, was political science. I took it twice actually, which sounds really bad, but my second teacher, well, the first one was PowerPoints, which I thought I did well. I thought I would do better in the PowerPoint one. But I took it again this last quarter, and I took it with a teacher that just lectures. My study tips for doing well in college in general are pretty much just this. Rewriting your notes is the first thing. When my teacher lectures, I write notes. And then after like, let's say 2 days after, I'll go back and I'll rewrite my notes. Just because, for one, it bothers me that my notes are really messy, because when I write fast or if I'm tired or whatever, my writing changes. So I'll go back and rewrite my notes pretty. The second thing would be note cards. So what I like to do, especially when I'm going to take a test, I like to look over my note cards, or actually I like to write out note cards. I'll carry these with me at work. I'll carry them with me at school. I know I look like a dork, but when finals come around, I'm like, I don't even care. I was walking around like this, like looking over my own note cards and like quizzing myself. But honestly, it helps. The second thing, the third thing, which probably should have been the first, is writing notes. And not just writing like regular notes. I like to write notes in like really, really pretty colors, so that because honestly, once I write notes the first time, it's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want to read them. Like, I really don't like to read notes again. Most of the time when I was little, I would never read notes again. Like, I would take them in class and never ever read them again. I would never touch them. What was the point in me taking notes? I have no idea, because I wasn't going to read them. But I like to take notes in really pretty pens, and I don't just do that when I know I have like this thing here next to me. I'm like, oh, I made this for school. It's my pencil case, but that's beside the point. But yeah, so I take these really pretty pens and I write out, and I don't just write out. I'm a kind of kid that's more of a visual learner, and what I like to do is, let's say like they were talking about the brain, like it was like a tree and this and this and that, and so I will write what she's saying in one color pen, and in that same color pen, or sometimes if I feel artsy, I'll just grab a bunch of different pens and I'll write a tree next to it. In the middle of the tree, I'll write like the brain or like knowledge or something like that. That way, if I'm flipping through my notes, I can easily just say, this is when we were talking about the brain because of the tree, because I link those two things together. So that's that. Another thing I would say is pretty supplies. Like I said, I made this. It made me really excited for school because I was just looking through a bunch of different things on YouTube, and I come across making your own pencil case. I don't know about you, but anytime I go to school, like, my favorite part is buying new supplies, because I am like a crazy person. I don't care if I have like 20 pink pens, I will go out and buy more. Like, I am a crazy person. I don't know if that's just me or if that's like every girl or just every person, but I love buying new school supply. It's a weekly and monthly planner. So without showing you guys too much, because I don't know if, okay. Oh, sorry if there's anything super personal on here. Counselor exam discussion? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. So then up here on the top, it just says like online, theater, poli-sci, and personal. And I have things color coordinated. So then with highlighters, so then like people's birthdays, I'll put under personal. If I have to read something for a certain class, let's say it's political science, usually these are my readings. So I'll say reading, 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 exams, exams. Yeah, I'll like color coordinate everything. It's just organization. I'm just going to show you a binder that I had. This is pretty much what it is. This is a binder that is for my theater class, and This is just like the index in the beginning of the binder. My theater teacher actually made us do this, but I thought it was super helpful in like just remembering things. And then so pretty much I just picked up these little different tabs, and I think they're super cute. And I got them at Target, I think for like $2 to $3. But whenever I study, I can't have noise. Oh, well, certain studying. If I'm doing math, I can have my radio blasting. But if I'm doing any kind of reading, I can't have any noise. Like, it has to be like super quiet. So what I do is I keep my earphones in my ears, even with no music. I'll just keep them in there so it drowns out noise. And so I'll sit there and just be doing my homework, my notes, and no one knows that I'm not listening to music. Next, study buddies and study groups. I know with my political science teacher, every time we were going to have a test or a major exam, he would have a study group with the 2 teacher helpers. I don't know what their names are. Well, I know what their names are, but I don't know what they're called. Student teachers? Something like that. So he would have them hold like a study group, and it was like a 45 minutes, not an hour and 45 minutes, but an hour to 45 minute study group. And usually held on one of the days at a certain time. I know I had to get out of work like twice to go to it, but you do not want to miss those. Like, regardless if you know the, I'm so sorry. Regardless if you know the information or if you don't know the information, it's a great review. Like, it's a great review, especially for the people that are going to be grading your test. You always want to know what their side is. Teaching someone. I found it, or I heard this somewhere, but I actually found it really helpful. When you teach someone some information. So, like, let's say, have you ever had your parents ask you? I feel like someone said my door. Have you ever heard your parents ask you, like, oh, how's your day? What'd you learn in school today? Tell them. They're going to be thrown way off guard if you never tell them what you do in school today or what you learned. But tell them. Sticky notes. If, let's say, you have, this kind of goes back with like organization and just keeping up with your work and stuff like that. What I like to do is I'll get little sticky notes. Where do I have it? Okay. I have this, and it's, honestly, I don't know how to put this thing back on. I like refilled it and I don't know how to put this thing back on. It's really sad. But this is just like this little diamond that stays on my desk usually. And it's little sticky notes, and you just pull it out. And what I like to do is I like to write what's due for the day. Hey, what's that blue thing on my picture? And then I'm like, oh, hey, that's a reminder. Do your stuff. And last but not least, lists. Lists. Oh my gosh, I can't say that word. Lists. List. A list. That's better. A list is always a great thing to have. Honestly, it keeps me on track. I can't stay on track for the life of me. I go off on random tangents all the time. And I know how annoying that is, because I had a teacher that used to do that. And it was kind of cool because we throw her off track a lot. But it kind of sucked because we would sit there all day talking about her dog. But anyways. So I go off on random tangents all the time. And I do random things all the time. Like, I'm doing homework and all of a sudden I'm like, what did I have to do next? And I'm like, I don't know, let's go eat pizza. Or like, I felt like I had to do something, but I just don't remember what it was. Or like, I'll be driving, oh, this is the thing I hate the most. When I have a list of things that I have to do, to-do lists before school, I'll write the list out as like, you know, stop by Michael's, buy the ribbons. Stop by the mall, buy a dress. Stop by, and I'll do everything so that I'm going like this. Like, I'm never like, stop at Joann's, stop at Walmart, stop at the mall, stop at Michael's. Like, I'm not zigzagging. But I hate when I don't write things down and I don't take it with me or I forget it at home and I start to zigzag, and I hate it because I feel like it's so inefficient. So what I like to do is I like to take it with me. So I'll usually, let's say I'm going to get up super early and I know I'm probably going to forget my list. I will grab my list off and I will stick it on the back of my phone, because really, what teenager is going to forget their phone? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So I like to just stick it on the back of my phone when it's charging, so then whenever I grab it, I'm kind of like, what is this? Oh, it's my list of things to do in the order I need them done. So then, I don't know, I just find that like extremely helpful. And yeah, so that's it for my tips. Honestly, there's probably a gajillion study tips out there, and I know this is just my tips of getting me through college and some of them through life. But if you guys have any cool study tips or anything else or anything I forgot to mention, go ahead and leave them down in the description bar. Not the description bar, because I write in that bar. Leave them down in the comments below. And if you guys have any like questions or anything like that, feel free to ask me. I'm not the best person on college, and I'm not like, I don't know everything about college, but maybe I can help you guys get through it. We can get through it together. There you go. I feel like I should have like an ending, like some kind of goodbye, like peace, punch, Captain Crunch, I got something you can't touch. That'd be a cute one, but I doubt I'm gonna use that one all the time. Anyways, bye guys, thanks for watching.